Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome to this week's Goddess Energy Forecast. The energy this week is so fascinating, and I'm kind of excited to talk about it, what is coming up, and the messages that also came through to support you, as well as the divine mentors who stepped up to support you this week. It's just all in perfect alignment, and we're ready for it. Let's just say it. So as usual, if you're new to my channel, welcome. If this is the first time you're listening to the Goddess Forecast, welcome as well. I have a treat for you. So the way it usually works is that at the beginning, I'm going to talk about what kind of energy we're working with this week. And then we're going to step into the messages. So you will discover a mentor who has stepped up to work with you this week. And you will receive the messages or the messaging. This week is messages. The messages that will guide you through this week. And then we usually end with some kind of visualization or a meditation to really align you and bring you back to self so that you can feel your best this week. So let's go ahead and begin. We just stepped out of the portal of the full moon eclipse, and that's the last eclipse for this season. The next eclipse season is, I believe, September, like the ending of September. And so the full moon / eclipse in Capricorn. And then we also stepped into the 4th of July, Independence Day, which aligned with the full moon energy, as well as the convergence of planets coming together, aligning together to make things possible for us as a whole, as humanity as a whole. And I'm going to break it down for you real quick. So one thing that I noticed different as I was staring at the sky lit up with the fireworks on 4th of July, I realized that the energy that was coming through is that people were celebrating differently. 4th of July is about celebrating the independence of the country, right? But this time, the energy that was coming through was people were celebrating their own independence, their own freedom. So being able to find their voice again, stepping into their own power, their own sovereignty. There was an energy of people celebrating, finally releasing the weight they had been holding on for so long, right? And being free from that weight, being free from what is like the societal constructs. You should be this and you should be that, and cultural and all of that stuff that were holding people back. But so it was like a freedom of the self, more like a freedom of society, or a freedom in humanity. So it went beyond the country and it dove into freedom of humanity from all the injustices, all the social construct, the things that we're fighting to create something new. Right? We're fighting and we're calling in something new in those areas. That's what we were celebrating. And I think that's so potent. That made me so happy. The fact that I could actually sense that on that level, that means there's so many people on board and making things happen. Sometimes we see the physical stuff that are going on that are changes, but what we don't see is the energetic stuff that are also going on to support the physical changes, right? Because it takes those two. And that's why I think one of the forecasts I talked about is however way you're called to serve at this time is exactly what humanity needs. So don't let anybody tell you what you're doing is wrong. You're not doing it right because you're not at the forefront. The forefront might not be for you. Maybe your work is to do the spiritual stuff, hold the space for the people who are doing the forefront stuff to have the strength and the clarity and the clear voice to speak up and to fight, right? And so that everybody has their own, what word am I looking for? Work? No. They have their own way of being called to serve at this time. And you have to honor that, right? You got to honor that because that's exactly what humanity needs. So let's talk about the full moon in Capricorn. I love Capricorn's energy. If you have any Capricorns in your life, you know that they're known to be workaholics, right? Capricorn is an earth sign, right? But Capricorn really brings in the energy of work. But I want to say this. The shadow side is the Capricorn who is working, does not connect with anything, does not connect with the spiritual side. And they lose the identity in their work. They don't even like the work. They're just doing it because of the money, and they just go in there miserable in their life. That's a shadow Capricorn. The evolved Capricorn has a balance between work and play, physicality and spirituality, and being that centered portion in there, and also making space to really live life, right? Because the whole point of working and making money, and that's also that you can have a better life. And I feel like most Capricorns, especially in the shadow phase and the shadow state, tend to miss out on that. They're so focused on money that they don't get to enjoy life until it's like at the very end, they're like, crap, all my work, and now I can't even enjoy it, right? We don't want that anymore. Nobody wants that. We've kind of reached a point. If anything, if COVID taught us anything, is that we need to enjoy our life as it is right now, right? We need to enjoy every bit of it because you don't know what tomorrow is about. You need to connect to the people you love. You need to get infused, like connect with the things that light you up, the things that make you feel good and juicy and yummy, and doing more of the things that bring you joy, because life is short. Now, I don't even like that, because life is not short, to be honest. Life is not. We're here to have experiences, and yes, there are some souls that decide to have a shorter life, but that's not for everybody. And so whatever you came here to do on this planet is being highlighted at this time. So going back to the full moon in Capricorn, you're being shown, especially if you're working in a job that you don't love, you're being shown exactly that. And then at the same time, you're being shown what you really love. And hopefully you see that and you do more for what you love, right? You're also being shown of the things that are important to you, the things that should be a priority for you. For example, for me, meditation is a priority. My spirituality is a priority. Also making sure that this physical body, I'm a Virgo after all, another earth sign. My physical health, moving my body, they're all eating the right foods that nourish my body, doing the right movements, for me it's dancing, that feels good to me. They're all priority. And so those being highlighted and it's also like, okay, this is what is important to you. You need to do more of that. So pay attention to what is being highlighted in your life right now. Again, you will get both, because the full moon, it is the fullest of its luminance. So it's like someone has the flashlight, shining on the things that you need to change. But at the same time, you're being given the tools to change it. And you're being shown exactly what feels better. So like the opposite of what doesn't feel good, like what is showing to be changed. You're being shown like, okay, this doesn't feel good. This is how you can switch it. And this really feels good to you. So you need to do more of this, because it will help you release this one right here that doesn't feel good, which is a good thing, right? We need that. We need that guidance. It feels good to have that guidance. Yeah. And then the other interesting part, and this started on the 4th of July, where the planets align. So literally all the planets in our galaxy, and even including Pluto, aligned with the sun. So this means that all the planets are on one side of the sun. And it might not be like a perfect straight line where they're all aligned, because all of them have their own timing of or of orbit, basically. But it's that all 9 planets end up on the same side of the sun, almost in a straight line, but not quite. This is so powerful in the way, like when I tune into that, what I heard was like the universe is converging to make things happen for you. The universe is converging to make things happen for you. It is time. And I'm not just talking about, individually. I'm talking about on a bigger scale, because we know that this year is all the fight there. Everything that we're working through is on a bigger scale. Even the things that you think you're working on yourself about, it's affecting humanity. Everything we're doing is for humanity. So the universe is converging to make things happen for us. It is so potent. There's a summit, or kind of like a summit thing. It's called the Harmonic Convergence. You can find it on Facebook. And it's a 14-day program, bringing in all the teachers and all the leaders and the mentors to talk about the journey. And it's like different topics. And each day has it goes from, I think it's like noon my time and mountain time, so noon my time all the way to like 7 p.m. my time. And it's like different speakers popping in. This is 14 days of amazingness. And they always do it in alignment with the planetary convergence, or the planetary alignment, right? You've been doing this for a long time. So if you want to really tap into this magic that is going on in the cosmos, check that out. I just put it on the video, and I just let it go while I'm doing my housework, while I'm sweeping, while I'm doing my dishes. And, I just let it play, and I'm like tuning into that. And there's so many people joining in. It is such a beautiful, it's a beautiful thing going on. And one thing that they do is that they do like the meditation, a global meditation at the beginning of the day and to close. So to open and to close it. And that part is so potent, because we all kind of like come into that, come together and like zone into that cosmic goodness, I should say, the planetary goodness, receiving that and setting, clear intentions, not just for ourselves, but for humanity. So the other thing I wanted to talk about, so we have the full moon energy with the eclipse energy in Capricorn, which this is the last eclipse for the first season. The next season is going to be towards the end of September, I believe, going into October. And then we have the 4th of July energy, where we're celebrating humanity's freedom, humanity's independence from injustice, imbalance, the things that do not support us as human, and building the structures, new programs, new support that actually help humanity, then cut us down, right? And then next it's like, oh, look at that, the cosmos are literally holding space for us to get shit done, to make things happen. Like, it's beautiful. The other thing I wanted to share that came in very clearly, where did it go? It just like popped in and it went away. It will come back. If it comes back, I'll throw it in there. So if you have any questions about any of this, please let me know. But we are in such powerful times. I can't say this enough. It is absolutely incredible. Like we're being shown the areas of shadows, but we're also being shown areas of great light and power. We're being shown that we held the power all along. Like we have the power. We have the power, and nobody else can take the power. Even if we think we've given our power away, we can call it right back to us. Like our powers cannot be taken away from us. And the only way for us to feel disempowered is when we think our powers can be given away. If we think our powers can be given away, which it cannot. you can call it right back. You know, even if you felt like you gave your power away unconsciously, you know, which means you didn't really pay attention to it. It can be saying yes to something that you know you wanted to say no to. And you're like, oh, it's just something tiny. But then at the end of the day, you're like, oh, that did not feel good. You can call it right back to you. Your power is yours. And this, we're being told this, we're being shown this, that people hold the power. You hold the power to change. You hold the power to your transformation and the transformation of humanity, because whatever you do on your level affects everyone, right? That's the beauty of connection here. Okay, so I will leave it there. So that's kind of like the energy we're swimming in this week, really being shown where you feel disempowered and how you can call your power back again. Being shown the support of the planet literally converging for you. You know, this is the other part, the thing that I was being shown, how your physical body, the role your physical body is playing in all of this. Capricorn being an earth sign, you know, your physical body is right there, right? So as you are releasing things, you know, in mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you're also going to be releasing things physically, which means that you need to pay attention to what your body needs at this time. What does your body want to let go of? What does your body want in replace of that? You got to pay attention to your body. And raising your vibration, the vibration of your body. This is something you need to look into. You know, I'm not talking about, you can raise the vibration of your physical body through meditation, connecting to the source light, you know, bringing the source light into your body, right? Doing DNA activations, anything that basically opens you up to receive, you know, full cosmic or full divine light and love, you know, will raise your vibration. But physically, you know, after you do the spiritual stuff, physically, you got to do those stuff to raise your vibration. So drinking plenty of water, blessing your water before you drink it. You know, that's a simple thing you can do. You can just simply say, I bless my water to nourish me, to flood my system, and remove any toxins, and bring balance to my body and hydrate my cells. I bless this water. You know, it's just simple. Or you can call your higher self and be like, higher self, please bless this cup of water for me, so that when I drink it, like sometimes when I'm drinking water, I actually envision it as this crystalline, beautiful water, and like light water. And as I'm drinking, it's literally flooding through every part of my body and regenerating my cells, you know, like it's very powerful. We know that we can program our waters, right? So drinking water is a great way to increase your vibration. Eating beautiful, you know, fresh fruits and vegetables. It comes down to listening to yourself. What does your body want to eat? What does your body want to drink? Your body's wisdom is very potent. If only we listen to it, we'll probably never get sick. You know, your body knows when something is out of balance, and then you begin to crave certain things because of that. And if you listen to it, it brings you right back to balance. So this time, you know, this week, even though we're still in a very high frequency energetically, we cannot ascend without our physical body. In this, you know, in this case, the ascension is not about leaving our physical body behind, but rather bringing our physical body up, which means raising the vibration and the frequency of your physical body to match that of your spiritual body. So if you're trying to escape your physical body, you notice that things are not working that well. Things will feel very disconnected. You'll feel very ungrounded, because your body is part of this transformation we're going through. So make sure, pay attention to it. Moving your body is a great way to raise your frequency, and also release and drop those dead weight, those things in your cell that are just being held and holding you back. You know, this something called shamanic shaking, where you literally just listen to like any music that has drums in them. You just allow your body, you just shake your body, you know, shake your hips, shake your, you know, like shimmy, like just shaking your bodies to shake things off you, right? And then it can raise your vibration as well. So really looking to ask your body, what do I need to do to raise your frequency, to raise your vibration? And the answer will be right there, because the answers are within you. The question is, are you going to listen or not, right? Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. That's the energy we're swimming in. That's kind of like what is coming in this week. So let's go ahead and dive into the messages. So this week, I really wanted to bring in potent teachers or mentors to really guide us through this week, so that we can be able to take advantage of the powerful energies coming together to support us and to guide us. And so I'm using the Keepers of Light oracle cards, as well as the Star Seed oracle cards. And that's the other thing. Oh, there we go. I knew it was going to come in. The other thing that was coming in, the energy that's coming in this week, is that I kept hearing this message: the skies will open up. The skies are about to open up. And at first I was like, is it going to be raining? Like, what is going on? What do you mean by the skies are going to open up? The skies are opening up. And when I asked that question, what came through is that we are about to see more activities in the skies than we've ever experienced. Remember, depending on which dimension you are, which dimension our planet and, you know, flows into, there's a whole different world that literally opens up for us. So when we used to be in the third dimension, you know, as a whole, we were only open to third dimensional beings or lower. Now, you know, the higher dimensional beings will come in as our teachers, as our mentors, but they weren't something that we could see physically, you know. But now that we've moved to a higher vibration, the fifth dimension, now we get, you know, like the whole fifth dimensional world opens up to us. So we're able to connect physically with fifth dimensional beings. And of course, higher dimensional beings are still holding space for it, because we're only going up, right? From fifth dimension, we might jump to seventh dimension and skip sixth dimension altogether. Who knows, right? But the planet is going up. Our frequency is getting more and more into that light frequency. That's what we're heading to. You know, the higher dimensional beings, that's why most of them that show up come in as a light body. And if you haven't listened to my last week's podcast, the multidimensional self, I really suggest you check that out, because I really break it down for you in terms of the different dimensions of ourselves, who you are, what you look like, the purpose, all of that. So go ahead and check that out. My podcast name is the Sovereign Divinity Podcast, and that'll be last week's episode. So check that out. But, you know, that's when we get to the higher dimensions, we literally shed our physical being, because we don't need those senses anymore. And then we step into our light bodies. There's a reason why, you know, a lot of higher dimensional beings are kind of jealous of humans, because we get to experience physical things with our senses. You know, we can smell things, we can taste things, you know, we can experience passion and sexuality and sensuality, pleasure. You know, like a lot of the species out there, higher dimension, they can't experience those, you know, unless they drop into the human self, then they can't, you know. And so, yeah. So the other thing that was coming in is the skies will open up, and how they explain that is that we are about to experience more, you can say UFOs or ETs, like whatever, activities in the sky, because that world has opened up for us. And you can see there's a lot of cosmic disclosures going on. There's a lot of things about ETs, and like there's a lot of talk about it. So there's a reason why that is going on. You know, we're about to experience even more, which is pretty exciting. The other part of that is that a lot, you know, there are people such as myself who are called the star seeds, which means that our soul came from a different planet, a different dimension, you know. And there was like a message there for star seeds. So that's why this came through. So if you're a star seed, the messages that come from this that are supporting these ones will be very beneficial to you. So with that said, let's go ahead and dive into the messages. I can talk about this all day. So first, I want to introduce you to the mentors that stepped up for us. So if you were drawn to card number 1, your mentor is the Holy Amethyst, and she is all about divine alchemy. Yes. If you were drawn to card number 2, I love this one. Your mentor for this week is Ganesha, and he's bringing in infinite abundance. Yes, please. And if you were drawn to card number 3, your mentor for this week is Dual Cool. And he is bringing in Dharma unfolded. Ooh, I love that too. All right, so let's begin. Now, if you haven't done this yet, go ahead and close your eyes, taking a deep breath in and out. Make sure you're connected to your body. With each breath, you sink into your body. Bring your awareness to the top of your head where you see a beautiful pillar of light coming down, anchoring into your heart, going through and going into Mother Earth, extending as you root and grounding into Mother Earth. I want you to really feel supported by Mother Earth. You can see it as your roots entering into the earth and tying around like a mountain or a rock, or you can see yourself even, with Mama Gaia and being held by Mama Gaia. I want you to really feel the support from the earth. Now this time we're going to call our higher selves to come in and our Holy Spirit selves to come in within us now. And from this place of alignment, centered between heaven and earth, ask which of these messages are for me this week. Which of these messages are guiding me this week? 1, 2, or 3. Once you've received your message, open your eyes and let's begin. So if you're drawn to card number 1, your mentor again is the Holy Amethyst, bringing in divine alchemy. Beautiful card. And it says, move beyond current challenges. Focus on what you desire. And here's the message if you're drawn to this card. So Holy Amethyst is the twin flame of Archangel Zadkiel, the angel who helps us transmute negative experiences into love, which helps us release anything that is no longer serving us. Holy Amethyst also enables us to look over our past fears and challenges and draw wisdom and learning from them. Unlike Zadkiel, for many years, she was not mentioned in the spiritual text, and I believe this was because her miraculous support wasn't needed on earth as it is now. To connect deeply with her light, hold her namesake crystal, which is the amethyst. So for you, if you're drawn to card number 1, working with the amethyst this week is going to be potent for you. I've been using my amethyst lately. One thing I'm going to say about amethyst, if you are a Virgo or a Gemini, which both signs are connected to the communication planet of Mercury, right? You need an amethyst with you because it really brings that mental clarity so you can speak clearly. You can receive messages clearly. It's incredible. So you are ready. Here's your message. You are ready to move beyond energies or situations that are no longer helpful to you and make space in your life for something more purposeful. You may feel a real need for clearing out, not just mentally or emotionally, but physically too. There's a sense that you are moving beyond challenges and forging golden opportunities from stagnant or unhappy experiences. It's important to recognize that you are like a magician at this time, with the ability to use your thoughts, will, and actions to bring about your life fulfilling and dream enhancing opportunities. It's important to focus on what you desire and not what you fear, because what you give your energy to will literally begin to flourish. So call on Holy Amethyst to help you focus on golden opportunities. I love that. Thank you, Holy Amethyst. And your starseed message, if you're drawn to card number 1, is this: forge, don't follow. So the next step, after you've cleared out the things that are not serving you and you've made space for what you really want to experience and desire to have on this planet, then it's time to create a new path. I mean, it only makes sense. So it says, pave a new path and be the leader you wish you had. Here's your message. If you wait until the path is perfectly paved, you won't be forging your own path, and you will likely not even take the first step. Don't let a small detail like being unable to find someone to show you the way be the reason you don't step forward and lead. Let it be the reason that you do. The most courageous and needed leaders are the ones who don't wait for permission or until the morning they wake up feeling ready. They take a deep breath, put one foot in front of the other, and figure it out as they go. They don't wait for someone to lead them. They lead themselves. This is a card for leaders. You are here to pave a path that hasn't been walked before, to go first and lead the way for others who are calling you in. If you feel misrepresented in the media, step forward for all those who also feel misrepresented. If no one's speaking out on the topics you feel passionate about, share your unique voice. There's no one on earth who comes close to possessing your unique combination of skills, gifts, and life experiences. Don't look to those who have come before you to work out your path. Leaders must forge their own. Do it for your daughter. Do it for your son. Do it for the younger you. Do it for the leaders who will follow. When you go first, you make it easier for others to follow your lead. Forge, don't follow. So how are you being called to forge rather than follow this week? And how can you be the leader you wish you had this week? Beautiful. So those are the messages for card number 1. It's first thing, if you have an amethyst, work with that amethyst. Put the stone or the crystal underneath your pillow when you go to bed, or if you have it as a necklace, go ahead and wear it more this week. If you have a mala, go ahead and use it through meditation, wear it. It's going to be a great tool for you if you were drawn to card number 1. Also work with the holy amethyst, right? Like call her in, help her, ask her to help you release, on the levels of emotionally, mentally, and physically, whatever feels stagnant and doesn't feel good in your life, and to help you gain clarity on what you really want to experience in your life so you can start calling that in. Beautiful. So if you were drawn to card number 2, your card or the mentor you're working with this week is Lord Ganesha. Now, if you're not familiar with Ganesha, he removes obstacles from your path. So this card says, well, he's bringing in infinite abundance, and this card says obstacles are being removed. Yay, right? Spiritual support and connections are increasing. Yes, please. Spiritual support and connections are increasing this week, exactly in alignment with the energy of this week anyways. So here's the message for you. Ganesh, also known as Ganapataye, is the Hindu elephant-headed god, the son of Lord Shiva and the goddess Parvati. Legend said he received his elephant head as a replacement after his father sliced his human one off when he mistook him for an intruder. Ganesh is acknowledged as the Lord who removes obstacles and is much loved by taxi drivers in India because they believe he helps them weave in and out of the crazy traffic. This is important here. I want you to really take this in here. So they believe that beloved Ganesha helps them weave in and out of crazy traffic. He can also help you weave in and out of the challenges that come in your life. Okay. Ganesh is the sweet tooth, life-loving, joyful dancing, and very approachable God. He will use his light to weave a perfect path for you. Yes, please. Who doesn't want that this week? We all want it, right? Here's the other message. It's important at this time to move beyond the limitations of it's not meant to be and focus on if this is for my highest good, then the universe will take me there safely. So important. If this is for my highest good, then the universe will take me there safely. Ganesh is not only bringing a clear light to your external situation, but also helping you clear up any inner conflicts. When obstacles arise, know that they are just reminders that you care about your path and that you have the ability to change your current situation. Ganesha is here to help you. Thank him for creating the path. To increase your connection to him, you may want to chant the Sanskrit Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. I love this mantra. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Gama, oh my gosh, Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. And you can actually find like chanting music on YouTube that actually has this mantra. And you can just close your eyes and just breathe it in or play it in the background as you're doing your stuff. Potent. So if you're drawn to card number card number 2, you're working with Lord Ganesha to, as he is clearing your path for you and helping you to create the path that is more fulfilling, joyful, feels good to you, delicious, yummy, pleasurable, like what a good feeling, good life. He's going to be helping you to build that and also gaining clarity on what exactly that path is going to be. And your Star Seed Oracle card. Ooh, I love this. The Courageous Peony. Look how beautiful this card is, if you can see it. And it says, multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. Ooh, here's the message. Again, this is for if you're drawn to card number 2. So you have Ganesha helping you to like clear your path for you, remove the challenges, or help you to extract the wisdom from the challenges and release whatever needs to be released and help you build a new path. And then the Courageous Peony, which is actually a flower. So that's the other tool that you can work with, having, getting peonies and, put it in your office or somewhere that you can connect with that more. So here's the wisdom from the peony for you. Flowers don't open and close according to who walks by. I love this part. They embrace all of what they are and show it to the world around them. The peony doesn't try to compete with the cherry blossom, and the cherry blossom doesn't try to compete with the tulip. They own what they are and trust the timing of their true nature. You're being called to do the same. It's time to open yourself up to being seen. Time to share your incredible, multifaceted, true nature with the world around you. To uncover and reveal your soul's greatest gifts without wavering. To own your uniqueness without apology. There's a flower on this planet that holds the same qualities that your soul is ready in itself to express. Let it inform you. You may have been taught that it's safe to keep your light hidden and your voice small, to hide behind the bushes instead of growing tall. The Courageous Peony is here to remind you that it is safe to embody all of who you truly are. It is safe to share your voice and let yourself be seen. At first, it may feel uncomfortable and you may be afraid of what others think, but with each passing day, it does become easier. Little by little, you realize that it draws in those who are meant for you, and experiences you've been longing for arrive at your feet. So your question for this week is, how are you being called to allow yourself to be more visible and seen in the world? How are you being called to allow yourself to be more visible and seen in the world? Beautiful. So if you're drawn to card number 2, or before I talk about that, so the peony, if you're drawn to peony, everybody has a soul flower. And this is a flower that is very similar to who they are on the soul level, right? So some people might be drawn to the rose. Some people might be drawn to blue lotuses or any lotus flower. Some people may be connected to the dahlias or, like whatever it is. We all have a flower that connects to our soul and support us as being human. And so if you don't connect with peonies, it's okay. Open up to see which flowers are calling you. So maybe you go for a walk and all of a sudden you see this flower and you're like, oh, I've never paid attention to this flower. This flower is like pulling me in. Pay attention to that. Research what that flower means. They have medicine for you. They're connected to your soul. So be open. And yeah, I'm getting that a lot of you already know what kind of flowers you're drawn to. You just didn't know how important they were to you. Now you do. So if you're not drawn to peonies, it's totally okay. You have your own soul flower that you can connect to during this week to support you, and even beyond to support you, right? All right. So if you were drawn to card number 2, you are working with beloved Ganesha. Ganesha's walking in front of you and basically clearing your path of any obstacle that will hold you back, any challenges that are not for your highest good, any blocks that might come up that are not for your highest good, and then helping you to gain clarity on what experiences or what your new path should be or what your new path wants to be, right? And then will help you build that new path. Now, from this place of newness, right, without the challenges and the blocks and the obstacles, and then you're being called, hey, you need to show up now. All of the work that you did, now people need to learn about that. People need to see you being freed from these obstacles and blocks. You need to teach others how to do that. You need to show up and share your messages. The thing is that once all these blocks and challenges and all these, stuff gets cleared out of the way, the true message, the true mission, the true purpose begins to surface and show itself. So you'll be able to speak and teach from that place. Very potent, right? All right. So, okay. Perfect. Okay. So the last card, if you're drawn to card number 3, you are working with the Ascended Master Dual Cool. And this card says Dharma unfolding. Now, Dharma is kind of like your soul mission or your soul purpose unfolding. And it says, remember that you are on a path. Take one step at a time to happiness. Okay. Here's the message. Dual Cool, known as the Tibetan, is a Tibetan Buddhist master. He is said to have had many incarnations, including as the devotee of Buddha himself and as one of the 3 wise men who honored the baby Jesus. Through his earthly experiences, he has learned the importance of spiritual practice and discipline and knows that the path we are on unfolds over time. He is now helping light workers follow the Dharma, which is a Sanskrit word meaning right way of living. I am loving these messages this week. They are on point. So when Dual Cool appears when you choose this card, he reminds you that your path is unfolding as it should. Take one step at a time and remember that your only spiritual function is to be happy. You are a powerful person with many lessons under your belt and a real capacity to share your wisdom with the world. Take the time to go over what you have learned recently. Recognize the inner strength it has brought you and acknowledge where you have been courageously. Dual Cool is now working with your angel guides to help your journey unfold like a beautiful lotus flower, one petal at a time. This is so interesting because the number I received was number 3. And the synchronicity is like we're talking about flowers. One of my soul flowers is the blue lotus. Absolutely, like, I love it. And so it's funny that it mentions you know, my journey, or the journey unfolding like a beautiful lotus flower, one petal at a time. Beautiful. So that is the divine being who's mentoring you through this week, right? Help. Just, I feel like this message is more of an assurance. Like, I know for me, I asked this question, you know, like, am I still on the right path? Why am I not experiencing what I want to experience? I'm doing the work. What's going on? So this was like a confirmation for me, like, hey, things are still unfolding. You just keep moving one step at a time. You just keep showing up. You know, everything will blossom when the time is right. So if you were drawn to card number 3, definitely it's more of a confirmational message to support you, or to let you know that you are still on the right path. And here is our starseed message. So the card is forge, don't follow. So again, leaders, let's see here. Is that the one that I chose already? The peony. Oh, yeah, there we go. No, so scratch that. This is the card, and it says called. And you can see someone walking through that beautiful gate right there, being called. And it says soul gifts and training. It's time to step it up. So if you're drawn to card number 3, you get the confirmation that means you've been doing the work. Woohoo! That means we're doing the work, all right? And, you know, we have that we're being given that motivation, like, hey, keep going on, you know, keep taking the steps, things will blossom at the right time. And then we're being told, hey, you got to step it up, by the way. You got to step it up. You have gained your momentum. You got to take it to that next level. So let's see what this card, the message that this card brings us. And it's funny because this card actually brings, also has the starseed activation. So we're going to do this together. You came to the earth with a double mission: to grow as a soul and to bring about a shift in consciousness. This is definitely my card, or card number 3 in general, the 2 cards. The best way to fulfill these personally and collective purposes is to trust what it is that your soul is calling you towards, for it's encoded within the most direct path forward. Your soul has many unique gifts that it came here to share. Some you may already be aware of, others you're just beginning to uncover. You're being called to remember that your soul intelligently chose the perfect conditions to carry out your soul mission and share your soul's gift. If you're being called toward a creative project, a passion, or an adventure, this card is your confirmation that you are facing the right way and that this moment right here is destined. If you're feeling underprepared or thinking, who am I to do that? This card is guiding you to step up and leap. And consider perhaps that your soul has been training for this moment right here for lifetimes. So again, another confirmation. So card number 3 is just all about you're doing the great work. You keep going. Whenever you're doubting yourself, just take that step, take that leap. You know, don't be afraid. Keep going. Right? It's just perfect. So let's go ahead with that. So just to summarize things, card number 3, again, it's about confirmation. Okay, so we have the Ascended Master Dual Cool helping us to really unfold our soul mission, our right path, like the path that we came here to create and forge, right? And just having the motivation to continue going and stepping forward, knowing that everything will unfold as it should be. And then we have the Starseed Oracle even giving us more confirmation, like, hey, you're doing great. Your gifts are online. There might be new ones coming online, but know that your soul knows exactly what it's here to do. And you got to let your soul take charge and flow. You know, even if you know that your soul has the wisdom, you know, like you do whatever you're doing, your soul knows why you're doing it. You know, like it is destined. You're on the right path, the right place at the right time. Powerful stuff here. So let's do the activation together. Let's go ahead and close our eyes, taking a deep breath in and out. bring your awareness back into your heart. And at this time, I'm going to call in all the beautiful mentors that decided to step forward. So we have the Holy Amethyst, and also the crystal amethyst itself coming in to support us. We also have beloved Ganesha coming in to clear our paths, removing the blocks and the challenges so that we can walk forward fearlessly and courageously with clarity. And then we have the Ascended Master Dual Cool coming in to help us unfold in however way that we are destined to unfold, with confidence, with ease and grace, right? And then the Starseed messages coming in to support those. That I really want to thank the mentors coming, the sacred mentors coming to walk with us. I also want to thank our higher selves and our Holy Spirit selves for choosing to come and walk with us as well. And anyone else, our guides and guardians, anyone else who's going to be walking with us this week to help us, to raise us up, especially the times that we feel our lowest. We are open to receiving your wisdom. Teach us the way, lead the way. We are open to creating the changes that we want to see in our lives and in the world. We are opening to being the leaders that we wish we had. I love that part. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So depending on which card you received, if you received, which one you received, I want you to envision like this beautiful color. So the Holy Amethyst, of course, is going to be like that color of the amethyst, the purple. You can see like yourself surrounded by this purple light. With Ganesha, I'm getting like a gold light, so you can see that around you. And Dual Cool as well, gold light, the Ascended Master light too. Ganesha, I'm seeing some greens in there, so you can see yourself in a bubble of golden green. And then Dual Cool, you can see yourself in that beautiful golden bubble. Taking a deep breath in here. And see each mentor standing with you. Beautiful. Okay. Receive this activation. I call forth the soul gifts and soul training that I've received throughout all of my lifetimes. I'm ready to embody them all now without hesitation or fear. I fully commit to being here now. I'm ready to step into my soul's highest and most potent calling. I've been training for this for lifetimes. This activation is even more important for those of you drawn to card number 3, to really open yourself up to receive these. I call forth the soul gifts and soul training that I've received throughout all of my lifetimes. I'm ready to embody them all now without hesitation or fear. I fully commit to being here now. I am ready to step into my soul's highest and most potent calling. I've been training for this for lifetimes. I call forth the soul gifts and soul training that I've received throughout all of my lifetimes. I'm ready to embody them all now without hesitation or fear. I fully commit to being here now. I'm ready to step into my soul's highest and most potent calling. I've been training for this for lifetimes. I've been training for this for lifetimes. I've been training for this for lifetimes. And at this time, if there's any, if you need support in anything specific, go ahead and place that on your heart's altar. Or just speak it out, or just speak it in your mind's eye, like, hey, mentors, I need help in this specific area. And then release after you speak it out, or after you place it on the altar. Let it go. And breathe. I want you to also be open to receive the gifts of this week. So even repeat this. I am now open to receiving the gifts from my masters, from the mentors that are supporting me this week, and from the energies of this week. I am now open to receiving the gifts from my mentor supporting me through this week and the energy of this week. So be it, and so it is. Beautiful. Thank you, beautiful higher self, Holy Spirit self. Thank you, divine beings, for coming in to support us. Thank you from the crystal realm, the amethyst, showing up for us. Thank you, planetary energies, for supporting us to truly open up and step it up. Thank you for this. Thank you for the blessings. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the lessons. Thank you for the wisdoms. And thank you for the courage and the strength. Thank you for all things good supporting me and all who I love. So be it, and so it is. So taking a deep breath in and out. Make sure you bring all that energy through your body and ground it into your earth, through your roots. And you can do that by placing your hands on your knee and feeling that energy go through into your roots. When you feel strong and supported and grounded, go ahead and open your eyes. Beautiful. So thank you so much for showing up and receiving this week's energy forecast. I hope it guides you through this week. I hope it gives you the motivation that you need, the courage that you need, the empowerment that you need. I hope you feel fully, divinely, and physically supported this week to show up fully in your life and in the world. So much blessings to you. And until next time, have a fabulous week. Goodbye.